So, as I've said, the topic is 5 tips for staying motivated during the pandemic. Most of you, inisip nyo siguro na, okay, this is just about Margaret will gonna tell me na I'm going to exercise, I'm going to find another hobby, I'm going to get some enough sleep, mga ganon. No, this is not it, okay? If you want those topics, then I think you should stop this podcast and find that topic. But this motivation or these tips that I'm going to share with you are different. You're listening to Article and Design Podcast, a podcast made with love for Filipino freelancers, small business owners, and digital agencies. I am your host, Margaret Lopez. I am a digital marketing strategist for over 8 years now, and I created Article and Design. Be part of our 1 million mission in transforming 1 million Filipinos to becoming a super freelancer and live the life and work they love. Join me as I sit down and discuss with our fellow freelancers and business owners about their process, their monumental screw up, and the tips that they swear by to help you win in this freelance game forever. This is a response to the poll na tinanong namin about your current struggles during this pandemic. And most of you answered that you are being unmotivated. Wala kayong motivation and you are not earning enough because you're not motivated to work. Okay? So in the next few minutes, guys, I'm going to give you some practical tips how to beat this, yung lack of motivation. Without any further ado, our episode is called 5 Tips for Staying Motivated During the Pandemic. But first, let me introduce myself. If you're new here listening to Article on Design podcast, hi, I'm Margaret and I'm the owner of Article on Design and I am a digital marketing strategist for over 8 years now. So you're welcome to Article on Design that is made for Filipino freelancers and business owners, made by us Filipino freelancers and business owner. All right. So as I've said, the topic is 5 tips for staying motivated during the pandemic. Most of you, inisip nyo siguro na, okay, this is just about Margaret will gonna tell me na I'm going to exercise, I'm going to find another hobby, I'm going to get some enough sleep, mga ganon. No, this is not it, okay? If you want those topics, then I think you should stop this podcast and find that topic. But this motivation or these tips that I'm going to share with you are different. So please listen. All right, and be with me in this episode. I'm not going to mention exercise and you want to get enough sleep, tapos yung mga proper nutrition, etc. Because these things are obviously what we should be doing whether we are experiencing pandemic or not. Yung mga bagay na to are non-negotiable eh. What do you mean? Yung proper nutrition, sleep, exercise, drink enough water, plan and schedule enough breaks, you have to have a quality time with family and friends. Yung mga ganitong bagay kasi dapat ginagawa natin. Even hindi siya pandemic eh. Diba? Because this is like a common self-care. If you love yourself and your family, you should be doing these things. Alright? On a regular basis. These are part of yung human biohacking system natin eh, that we should follow. So I will not bore you with these things since you're old enough to know why these things are important. Yung mga proper nutrition and taking care of ourselves. So hindi ito yung tips ko. And you know how we do it in Article on Design. If you've been with me, you're following me, or you're my student sa aking mga courses, I give you tips that are actually straightforward, straight to the point, practical, and yung mga bagay na hindi sasabihin ng mga fake friends mo sa'yo. Because they're dishonest, okay? They're not honest sa'yo. So let's go down to these 5 practical tips for staying motivated amidst the pandemic. Number 1 tip. First and foremost, sa lahat ng gagawin mo or sa lahat ng mga tinuturo ko actually sa mga article design students, lagi ko itong sinasabi. You have to be clear on your why or tinatawag natin BAKIT list. Ano yung BAKIT list? Why is BAKIT? BAKIT is B-A-K-I-T or however you call it, B-A-K-E-T. So be clear on your why or BAKIT list. Ano ibig sabihin? If you don't have a why in your life yet right now, please create one. Ano ba yung why mo? It is yung bakit. Tinatanong mo yung sarili mo, bakit ko ba ginagawa to? Alright? Bakit ko ba gusto maging freelancer? Bakit ko ba sinimulan tong business na to? we all have our different reasons. For example, it may be gusto mo na tumigil na sa 8 to 5 na job mo, or maybe gusto mong alam mo yun, mag-work from home na so you can spend more time with your family, yung mga ganun. So we all have our different reasons, and those reasons are valid. So if you don't have a why yet, you create your why and be clear on it if meron ka na. So I suggest you write down your aspirations, why you decided to become a freelancer or a business owner. Okay, so, and then you reflect on all your bucket list, and then isulat mo yung mga lahat ng nasa isip mo, bakit importante sa'yo itong ginagawa mo ngayon. Because ano yung purpose ng bucket list mo? Yung bucket list mo or your why is there to remind you of your limitless potential if you're feeling unmotivated. Your bucket list is there to remind you of your daily purpose or mission mo. Okay? Because I don't like the word purpose. Ano yung mission mo sa life mo? So, it is important to be clear on your why and your goals, because whenever you feel like sad or whenever you feel like giving up, lalo na ngayong pandemic, is, alam mo yun, ang hirap eh. We can't do all the things that we've been doing before. You go back to this list and remind yourself why you are doing these things. Bakit ka ba nagsasacrifice to do these things? This will help you steer the wheel back to your track. Whenever I feel unmotivated, guys, whenever I feel tired, I stop, okay? I will stop and look at my notes again kung saan ko nilagay yung why ko or bucket list ko and my goals, to say it simply. And then I'm reminded again, bakit ko ba ginagawa to? Alright, so that's number one. You have to be clear on your why or your bucket list. Number two is you create a praise folder. So what is a praise folder, Margaret? I don't know if this term already exists, to be honest. Hindi ko alam because kinoin ko lang to eh. Ginawa-gawa ko lang to eh. Okay? I'm not sure if nag-exist to. And I teach this sa mga kino-coach ko sa Super Freelancers course, sa mga students ko. So, create a praise folder, because whenever you feel like you are not good enough and not motivated, go to this praise folder na kasama ng bucket list mo or your why mo and read all the praises you receive, and you start to feel good about yourself. Alright? So, this is just a fast remedy, guys. Mabilisan siyang remedy. Okay, hindi ko sinasabi na this is the answer to all our problems, to find a self-validation or a validation from someone else. Hindi ganon. This is a fast remedy. So, this is like your first aid eh. First aid kit mo siya. So, anong laman ng praise folder? Ika nga, sabi ko. So, yung praise folder is, these are all the good things and appreciation you receive from everyone or probably anyone. So, it may be from your clients, if meron ka, testimonials nila, probably a friend that you helped before, or a friend who appreciated you, or a family member. Anything na binigay sa'yo na in-appreciate ka, in whatever shape or form. So, if this is in written form, please you screenshot it, okay, and then you put that on the list or a document. Or if hindi siya in a written form, parang sinabi lang sa'yo, you try to recall it and then write it down dun sa document. And open a new folder, probably sa laptop mo, sa Microsoft Word, or sa Google Drive, and you create those appreciation na mga sinabi sa'yo and put it in one place. And you label that folder a praise folder. So the same goes with your why or bucket list. Whenever you feel unmotivated and you feel like you're not progressing, or feeling mo, hey, I'm useless, wala akong ginagawang tama, open that folder and read these wonderful things said about you. And you will realize how far you've come. And you will realize yung mga lives na na-touch mo. So the question now is, Margaret, what if I don't have a lot of praises received? Naman, meron namang mga tao na hindi sila nakaka-receive ng praise, probably because hindi lang sila nasabihan. It's okay. Don't worry about it if hindi ka sinabihan nun or wala ka pang testimonials. Because, guys, you don't need anybody else's validation to feel good about yourself. Okay? If no one is telling you that, I'm telling you, you are actually worthy. Create your achievements or wins in life, whether it is small or big. Just write it down. All your experiences, maybe pwede siyang bad or good, because you know what? Even if it's bad, it helps you define who you are now. Kung sino ka na ngayon. With that, you will realize that these things you encountered, lahat ng experiences mo, is actually all those things are collective experiences who shape who you are as a person. So if no one is clapping for you, you clap for yourself and you love yourself. All right. So we don't need anybody else's validation for us to feel good about ourselves. That's number two. Create a praise folder. Number three, this is kind of common, but I need to really remind you again with this one because this is actually really important. So this is what I call the 3 R's. Ano ibig sabihin? Relax, recharge, and reward. Be okay with not being highly productive. Kasi ang problema natin minsan, kaya medyo nababago tayo, nababurn out tayo kasi feeling natin na, you know what, I'm successful before pandemic eh. Ganito ako, ganito ganyan, I'm earning this and that. And right now, sa pandemic kasi, you know, a lot of things happen. Parang nabawasan ka ng clients. So hindi ganun kataas yung kikita mo than 2 years ago. And it's fine. Be okay with not being highly productive because if you're not as efficient on some days, you don't need to push yourself too hard. Kasi bakit? You're not a machine. You're not a robot. You're only human. Sometimes you're not as creative as you were last week, probably last year, and that's fine. But the thing is, you have to be aware, bakit? Saan nanggagaling yung pagiging ganun mo? And try to, answer that one. Okay? So, you're only human. You take time to relax, recharge, and reward yourself for doing a great job. Because guys, most of us, especially freelancers, kahit na bumaba yung economy natin in the current time ng pandemic, and most of the small businesses na sinusuportahan natin, they closed, we're still here eh. We are all doing a great job. So by simply buying your favorite coffee or milk tea, actually is a form of recharging. Okay? Or if you want to reward yourself by watching your favorite movie, like I myself, I watch movies na hindi ko napanood whenever I feel like unmotivated. Manunod ba na ako ng movies and then I feel better. Actually, because may different perspective na ako. So, rewarding yourself or the 3 R's doesn't have to be grand, okay? Hindi siya dapat fancy or something because, you know what? I'm in my 30s now. I realize the best things in life are actually the simple things, okay? So 3 R's is the number 3 tip that I could give you. And number 4, be proactive in finding clients. Bakit? Bakit to naging kasali sa motivational tip, Margaret? Okay, let me answer that and let me explain to you why. Some of the reasons we are not motivated, because this podcast is about freelancers and business owners, diba? Some of the reasons we are not motivated to do the work during this global crisis is because some of us are not earning enough. And if you experience this, I understand you. Because I myself, when during the start of the pandemic, I lost some of my retainer clients because they were hit hard by the pandemic. So they had to pause the business, and my services means it has to be put on hold, actually, until now. So I understand. And the lack of money is actually a problem. Okay, especially if may family kayo. I get that, and I feel you. Okay, so wag niyo naman isipin na I can't relate because I can. So here's my advice. Be proactive in finding clients because sometimes you're not motivated because we're not earning enough. May problema eh, may financial burden. When you need to earn more, it's time to take charge of marketing yourself. You have to take charge of it now. If you don't know how to do that, if you don't know how to market yourself, I have a free marketing course with 12 lessons that you can learn on demand. It's available right now. You can just log into it. Just go to articleanddesigncourses.com and enroll dun sa course na yan. Just look for free marketing course. It's for free. Or if you want a deep dive lessons about the marketing, we have a paid course called Filipino Freelancers Marketing Bible, which is actually very affordable, guys. Okay? Just go again to articleanddesigncourses.com and look for both courses and get access today. Marketing is a learnable skill. So if you lack this skill, I highly, highly suggest it's time to roll up your sleeves and get started now. Because you have to take charge of your marketing. You have to be proactive in finding clients. Margaret, what does it mean when you say you take charge of marketing yourself? It only means that you reach out and ask for work because the best projects, to be honest, guys, aren't always advertised. Like in our agency that I'm a partner of, if we are actually looking for a specific project or a specific vendor, kumbaga, We rarely advertise it because what we do is we reach out, we send an email, or we just reach out to our friends kung may kilala silang ganon because we wanted a referral lang. Okay? So, the best projects or mga services aren't always advertised. So you have to be proactive in finding this or finding clients. Do not rely on passive approach in marketing like yung mga sending your resumes in mga job sites or job boards or applying to freelance marketplaces because you're actually applying to raise to the bottom or yung mga commodity trap na sinasabi ko. So you take charge of your client acquisition strategy by learning how to do marketing and find direct clients and reach out to these people. You will tell me, Margaret, that is so intimidating. Yes, I know. This may seem intimidating, but I tell you, this is business. And this is how you do business. When you treat your freelancing as a business, you will not be intimidated by this. Because these companies will understand that you actually mean business. And guys, welcome to the real world of freelancing, where we actually mean business. All right, what's the connection of this and staying motivated, you will ask me. Hi, Filipino freelancers, this is Margaret. I am a freelancer and a business owner. Let me tell you about a favorite tool I use to receive and send money overseas. I started to use this tool this year because of its lower fees than the other payment tools that I've been using. The tool is called Wise, or formerly known as TransferWise. Wise is an online account where you can send money abroad or get paid in other currencies. It is a lot cheaper than the other payment methods or platforms na nakasanayan natin, and there's no horror of your money being frozen or put on hold. It's a great payment tool sa tulad nating mga Filipino freelancers. For example, ako, as a freelancer, I live in Australia and I have a client in the UK. So what I do is I connect my Wise account in my invoicing app and I can receive the money in my currency fast and with lower fees. And as a business owner myself then, I send money to the freelancers in the Philippines and they don't get charged with ridiculous international fees. Most of all, it's free to create your Wise account. So you can open different currencies and can even order your own debit card and use that account to get paid or shop online sa mga tools na kailangan mo as a freelancer. Go to articleondesign.com/wise and learn more on how you can use this as a Filipino freelancer and save tons from international fees. After all, you've worked so hard and you deserve that money. So, paano gamitin ng Wise and paano mag-open ng Wise? Just go to articleondesign.com/wise and follow the steps in how you can use it now. Simples. When you earn more, you won't worry about the financial burden. Diba? When you have more clients, you have more projects that you're working with or you're working for. You have less time to actually join the PT party. I'm not saying na umaarte-arte ka lang. I'm saying is you're gonna be busy, okay, being creative. Okay, you're pouring down your strength to something that is really valuable, which is creating projects or finding clients. You're not sitting around worrying if you're moving forward, diba? You are actually moving forward now because you're doing something. If we can't change the economy, guys, because of this pandemic, there's one thing that we can actually change. We can change how we react to this. And most of all, you can actually change how you react to what's happening to you by taking charge of your freelancing business. And you market yourself like a professional freelancer. The next question is, okay, Margaret, I get you. We hear you. So how to find direct clients, Margaret? I have 3 answers for you because this is just a podcast episode. Okay, I have a lot of answers, but I'll give you 3. First is you look at your previous list of clients, okay, if you have one, and check if they're from the industry that are still thriving during this pandemic. What are those industries? Home improvement, life coaches, mental health niche, motivational coaches, health insurance, yung mga finance, di ba? Nagta-thrive sila ngayong pandemic eh. If your previous clients belong to these categories, guys, try to reach out to them and ask them if you can help them with their business during these times. And then you tell them what services you can provide during this pandemic. Pwede mong, alam mo yun, optimize yung services mo for their needs. Give them an offer that they can't refuse. Alright? So that's the first. If you have a list of previous clients. And second, if you do not have any historical data of clients or nag-umpisa ka pa lang ngayon, you can download my free ebook called 10 Steps on How to Find Freelance Clients That Actually Pay. So it's just a short ebook. I think it's around 27 page. Okay, it's straight to the bullet the tips that you can apply right away on finding clients that actually pay. So this ebook is designed to find direct clients. So just go to articleanddesigncourses.com and download it for free. That's my second tip. And my third answer is, if you want to invest in yourself, okay, if gusto mo talaga malaman paano kumuha ng clients, or what are the things, and how to thrive in this freelancing, you can enroll in our Super Freelancers course, okay? Where we teach you different client acquisition strategies and yung mga other business operations that you need. Those are my 3 short answers. If you want more answers, guys, just hang out to our Article and Design Facebook group, because I give tips dun sa ating grupo from time to time, or just sign up to our newsletter, okay? Just go to articleanddesigncourses.com. Above all, when you're trying to find direct clients, what is the thing that could reinforce you being proactive is actually you need to create a powerful online presence. Okay, you're being proactive nga, pero wala kang powerful online presence. So I suggest you start updating your portfolio or website kung wala pa. If you don't have one, I suggest to optimize your LinkedIn and showcase what you can offer. Build your network. Okay, simula na ngayon. Because your net worth is your net worth. You see, even if you haven't secured any clients in the last probably 6 to 8 weeks after listening to this podcast, at least I kept you busy, diba? Doing these things, and probably you've forgotten about being unmotivated kasi marami ka nang ginagawa, marami na ako sinabi. But of course, I'm kidding. All right. And if you're having a hard time doing all these things and, figuring out how to navigate these things during pandemic, my last tip will help you. Tip number 5. You find the right support system. What I mean, you have to be involved in a community of like-minded individuals to have the right support system. Sumali ka sa mga community ng freelancers or those people that has the same principles or vision as you. In Article and Design community, we have 2 groups. One is the Article and Design Super Freelancers PH, and the other is we have this intimate club called the 6 a.m. Club. Okay, ito yung productivity arm ng Article and Design. So the 6 a.m. Club this is where we aim to be morning persons. And guys, I am a nocturnal person ever since I was born. And right now, I'm actually a morning person. Okay? So 6 a.m. Club is actually our productivity arm, and we are helping each other to fight this thing called freelancing and to battle this, pandemic blues ngayon. So most of our members personally told me, sabi nila sa akin, that they're so thankful having the community, yung 6 a.m. Club. All of us there are freelancers and business owners, and all of us understands each other. Okay? And we value each other's work. Sino ba ang magkakaintindihan, di ba? Kundi tayo-tayo lang naman, mga kapwa freelancers and mga online entrepreneurs. And admit it, guys, there are times na hindi tayo naiintindihan ng mga family natin. Or even yung mga other friends natin, di ba, na hindi na freelancing. That's why, hey, do you want to become a super freelancer? A super freelancer is a highly paid, creative, happy, and globally competitive freelancer. If you want to become one, you can enroll in our Super Freelancers course, 21 Steps to Fast Track Your Freelancing Business. We will teach you how to create systems, automate some of your workload, and how to avoid the feast and famine situation of chasing clients after clients. So go to articleanddesigncourses.com and use the coupon code PODCASTFRIEND to get your 400 pesos discount. This is exclusive to our podcast listeners only. So see you there. Finding the right support system is actually really important, lalo na ngayong pandemic, okay, to keep you motivated. The job of this support system, like the Article and Design group and the 6 a.m. Club, is actually to validate you as a freelancer and to encourage you whenever you feel down. So in this way, you and your community help each and everyone to battle this pandemic, or this thing called, alam mo yun, yung parang cabin fever natin. For example, guys, we just started the podcast noong 2020, diba? Around June, July, or August. We started the podcast because we thought na it was a way to talk about the topic that we truly cared about. Then we thought na ang gagawin lang namin is to put out a few episodes lang doon sa podcast, or dito sa podcast. And tapos na siguro, and that would be the end of it. But you know what? It's 2021 now, and it's almost 2022. We're still here. We're already at the end of season 4, and new season 5 natin is coming very soon. It has been worth it. And I treat this podcast as a community that I belong. Because most of you are actually emailing me and adding me on Facebook, and joining our clubs and sending me messages to DMs. I feel like I'm actually talking with you then. And I feel like we share a commonality. You and I are navigating this freelancing during the pandemic. If you don't have a support system yet, guys, I suggest that you can join our community. Okay, these are friendly and non-toxic people. It's free, and guys, the water is fine here. So please jump in and join Article Design or our 6 a.m. club. That's it. These are my 5 practical tips for staying motivated during the pandemic. So ano yun? Number 1 is you have to be clear on your why or your bucket list. Number 2 is you create a praise folder. Number 3 is you relax, recharge, and reward. Or yung 3 R's. Number 4 is be proactive in finding clients. So, para mabawasan natin yung pagiging unmotivated natin. And number 5 is find the right support system, like the Article Design group and our 6 a.m. club. So that's it. It's not rocket science, and it's not like you go jogging, you have a hobby, you eat well. It's common. We know that already. These things are the practical things that you can apply to stay motivated during this pandemic. And I hope that helps, guys. And thank you so much, all right, for spending time with me this season 4. And I want you to know that you're not alone fighting this. You and I are facing different struggles. And I know this year and last year was tough, okay, to every one of us. But eto lang masasabi ko din, as cliche as it sounds, there's a rainbow after the rain. And we're here for you. If you don't have a family yet in freelancing, call us your family. And welcome to our family. You can just join our club in our community. So thank you so much again. And I can't wait to see you all this season 5. This is the last episode of season 4. Thank you so much. Don't worry, we won't be gone for long as we will come back very soon for season 5. And that's for sure. Okay? Hindi matagal ang hiatus ngayon. Have a great evening, everyone. If you like this episode, please don't forget to subscribe and share this to anyone who needs to see this. Thank you once again. I will see you in the next season. This is Margaret, and signing off in season 4. Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast. If you enjoyed this, please leave us a review on our Facebook page, Article and Design. Please also follow us on our YouTube channel called Article and Design for more tips on freelancing and business. And if you want to go to the next level, check out our courses at articleanddesigncourses.com. See ya!